some of the highlights of this year's Stack's Bowers New York International Numismatic Convention auctions. The reign of Queen Elizabeth I is remembered as one of the most remarkable in English history. The last Tudor monarch inherited a kingdom in disarray and crisis, and left her successor with a prosperous nation, a sign of which was this wonderful gold sovereign of 30 shillings from around 1585. The grade of AU 55 from PCGS does not quite do this coin's tremendous eye appeal justice. With its unusually clear strike quality, at auction it sold for $75,000. The auction was a veritable treasure trove for the collector of Polish coins, thanks to the Tereska collection. Following the German occupation of the Kingdom of Poland in 1915, the Polish marka, or plural marek, was introduced as circulating currency. This pattern from 1923 represents one of the final examples of this currency before its abolition in favor of the Polish zloty in 1924, and only a single gold pattern for this 50 marek coin was ever produced. Rated here by PCGS as SP63, it was sold at auction for $90,000. Under the banner of Islamic numismatics, the coins of Shajar al-Dur, or the Queen of the Muslims as she is also known, has been described as uncollectible due to their fantastic rarity. Shajar al-Dur was ruling as Sultana of Egypt during the time of the Seventh Crusade, when King Louis XIV was captured in the year 1250. Another example of this coin is in the British Museum, and Paul Belog's book appears to plate a third example. Here, graded by Anax as AU 55, it sold at auction for $138,000. Now we are presented with an extremely interesting pre-revolutionary Russian coin. Dated 1902, it has the unusual denomination of 37 rubles and 50 kopecks. The fact that it equates exactly to the value of 100 French francs, and as such to the standard of the Latin monetary union, is no coincidence either, although it was likely never intended for circulation, as Bitcoin refers to it as a donative, or what we would call a presentation coin. With a mintage of 225, this example is graded by NGC as MS61, and at auction it sold for $150,000. While this Polish gold medal remains undated, it almost without doubt relates to the Battle of Khotyn in 1673, a major turning point in the armies of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth and a crushing defeat for the Ottoman Empire in the Polish-Ottoman War. This impressively large and high-relief medal measures no less than 12 ducats or 41 grams of gold, and was authenticated by PCGS with a grade of AU detail as a result of a removed mount. At auction, it sold for $156,000. To Venezuela for our next rarity. This takes the form of a gold 5 Venezolanos pattern coin, struck to the customary high standards of the Paris Mint. The reverse depicts the national coat of arms, with the obverse in turn displaying a near lifelike portrait of the great South American liberator Simón Bolívar, after whom the national currency would be renamed following the reforms of 1879. This piece has an estimated mintage of just 10 coins, with PCGS assigning a grade of SP65. It is 3 full grade points finer than the other examples we've seen, including the Eliasberg and Pittman coins, therefore easily explaining the $168,000 closing price at auction. This 1529 gold ducat coin from the reign of Sigismund I, also sometimes referred to as Sigismund the Old, who was King of Poland and the Grand Duke of Lithuania from 1506 until his death in 1548, is an example of the earliest issuance of a Polish gold coin, predated only by a coin from 1528 that bears the same design. An exceedingly rare early Polish gold ducat from the Krakow Mint, graded by PCGS as MS61, that saw a closing price at auction of $240,000. What this 1593 10 ducats of Sigismund III lacks for in refinement, it makes up for in sheer size. Minted at what is perhaps the most elusive of Polish mints, the Malbork Mint was ordered by the treasurer of the Polish crown to strike 5 and 10 ducats for the royal treasury, ostensibly to be paid out as salaries by the king, which again distinguishes it from the other multiple ducats from his reign, which were almost certainly presentation pieces. PCGS awarded a details grade of AU for prior cleaning that nonetheless secured a final price at auction of $360,000. When addressing the Russian catalogue, there are perhaps few treasures more coveted by collectors than the family ruble of Tsar Nikolai II, taking liberal inspiration from the 1828 commemorative thaler coins of the Bavarian King Ludwig. The reverse features vignettes of his family. At the center is his wife, Empress Alexandra Fyodorovna, surrounded by their 7 offspring: Crown Prince Alexander, the future Alexander II, Grand Duchesses Maria, Olga, Alexandra, and Grand Dukes Constantine, Nikolai, and Mikhail. Most of these coins are seen with the date 1836, minted in that year, and some later novodels added to the mix as well. But this coin is dated 1835 and is considered a pattern by some, with an estimated mintage of 36 coins. Graded by NGC as MS63, this legendary coin was sold at auction for $408,000. Subscribe to WNN and consider watching a video about the Heritage New York sale next. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.